Sairam. In the second week of August 2025, I had the pleasure and privilege of traveling to Singapore to participate in a retreat and workshop that was organized by the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization there, commemorating the 100th year of Advent of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, our beloved Swami. It also happened to be the 60th year of the formation of the country of Singapore. So it was indeed a grand celebration of unity and love. After the successful completion of these two events, I was on my way back to Bangalore via a Singapore Airlines flight that took off from Singapore in the evening. Now, even before we could take off, the captain made an announcement saying that we are expecting a turbulent weather as we fly across the Bay of Bengal to the east of the city of Madras. Now, this is common. Almost every flight encounters some kind of turbulence, so I didn't pay too much attention to it. Soon we were airborne, a lovely dinner was served, and I put on some nice light movie in the entertainment system that was provided in the aircraft and sat back, relaxed, and enjoyed the flight. About 1.5 hours into the flight, the plane began to shake. The fasten seatbelt signs went on, and the captain announced that he advised all passengers not to go to the restrooms but sit in their seats with their seat belts fastened. Again, this is a common occurrence, and especially during long flights. The Singapore-Bangalore flight is nearly 4 hours long. In all these long flights, such incidents occur multiple times. So I did as told and continued watching the movie. And then the plane suddenly dipped, and it was like butterflies in the stomach that comes when you go on a ride. After the dip, the plane began to shiver and shake, quiver and quake. It felt as if we were driving a car without shock absorbers on the surface of Moon or Mars. It was so much of rattling. So bad it was that the air hostesses who were serving dinner to all the passengers, they sat there on the floor in the aisles because they could not retain their balance. It was literally like sitting in a roller coaster that is shaking heavily. Now, while you are in the roller coaster, you know that it is a fun ride and you know it is safe. Here, this is not supposed to happen. In fact, so bad was this turbulence that the plane had to take a detour. I clicked a few pictures from the screen that was bang opposite to me, and you can see what a big detour the plane has taken. So bad it was, I thought that the plane might even crash into the ocean. That was the darkest thought that came to my mind. I immediately stopped whatever I was doing. I closed my eyes and began to chant the Gayatri Mantra. The Gayatri Mantra is recommended, especially in these situations where an aircraft is involved. If you want to know why, have a look at this video in this link above about the power and significance of the Gayatri Mantra. I began to chant the Gayatri Mantra. The plane began to shake, quiver, quake even more severely. Everybody was silent, and apart from those who were asleep, it looked like everybody was tensed. And at that time, as I continued to chant the Gayatri Mantra to calm my racing heart, the miracle happened. It was the 16th of July 2025. I sat at my laptop editing a YouTube shorts. I saw that in front of that Hanuman, little more vibhuti had manifested. And I felt happy. And I said, wow, this is interesting. Pooja, come have a look here. Some more vibhuti has come. The moment she saw that, she said, there Arvind, there is your answer. See, Swami has come for you. I said, how? This vibhuti is like the vibhuti that came a couple of hours back. How does this say that Swami has come for me? She made me look at that vibhuti from another angle, another perspective, and then it became clear. Because dear brothers and sisters, that vibhuti had come in the shape of the letter A. She said, Arvind, in this home, who else is there whose name starts from A? A for Arvind. This is what Swami is saying, that this is my grace for you. I felt a warm feeling in my heart. I felt such a strong connect with him, and I said, "Thank you, Swami. Thank you so much." My wife Pooja, who was sitting outside, couldn't help hearing me speak about this miracle over and over and over again. That's what happens when you're video editing. You will have to listen to the same thing over and over again. And in her heart came this thought, "Swami, how long it has been since you have sent vibhuti for us?" Coincidentally, even I got that same thought, especially because ever since the birth of my elder daughter in 2015, I had not seen vibhuti manifest in the altar as it used to before. In fact, when I had expressed this disappointment several years back to my father, he had told me, "Arvind, don't feel bad. Once you have got Bhakti," that's my daughter's name, "why do you need vibhuti?" Well, I felt that was a nice and convenient explanation, but I also longed to see vibhuti manifest. At our altar, from a five-faced Ganesha idol, this is what had happened. Needless to say, both me and my wife were so thrilled, so amazed. Immediately we took pictures, shared it with our closest family members. We both exchanged notes that how wonderful it would be when our daughters returned home from school and they get a chance to witness this miracle for the first time in their lives. Around noon, my younger daughter came home and I told her, "Janvi, today a miracle happened." She asked, "What's a miracle?" I said, "A miracle is something you cannot explain how it is happening and it happens. That is a miracle." "Oh, what happened?" "Come home and watch." And when she came home and she saw the vibhuti, she asked, "What is the miracle in this?" I said, "How can vibhuti come here?" She said, "Because Swami sent it." "What's the miracle in that?" I realized how uncomplicated, simple and innocent a child's world is. I said, "Yes, Janvi, for me and for your mama, this is a miracle." But I was sure that my elder daughter Bhakti will be able to feel this similar kind of thrill. Why? Because she herself had heard these stories of vibhuti manifestation, and she also had this feeling, why is it that after my birth, vibhuti has not manifested? And so, when she came back home, we took her to the altar and showed her this miracle. Of course, she was thrilled, she was stunned. And she asked, "How did it come?" For which both of us had no explanation. We just said, "That is why it is a miracle. We don't know how it came." "Oh, wonderful. Can I eat it?" "Just a minute, Bhakti. Let us clear it neatly and nicely." We cleared the vibhuti, gave some of this vibhuti for both Bhakti and Janvi to eat. They love eating vibhuti and they applied it on their forehead. We all applied it on our foreheads, and that was the end of the story. Or so we thought. Pooja took Janvi inside the room to put her to sleep for her afternoon nap. I went back to working on my laptop. Bhakti in the meanwhile went to take a bath. She had swimming class in school that day, and because of the dip in the pool, she needs to have a bath. She went for the bath. But before going for the bath, unknown to both Pooja and me, Bhakti brought her own little Swami that she treasures and keeps in her cupboard. She brought it and kept it in the altar and then told Swami, "Swami, I also want vibhuti. Can you give me vibhuti? And give me vibhuti from my Swami I want vibhuti." So she wanted vibhuti from that. And then she said, "Swami, take time till your birthday." That is 23rd November 2025. And then she went for her bath. 10 minutes later, she was out of the bath. And then there was a squeal in her voice as she said, "Dad, Swami has sent vibhuti." Oh, I rushed, wondering where it could be. And then I saw the Ganesha idol that was in the altar. There was no vibhuti there. And that is when my eyes went to this. I immediately called Pooja and we both were thrilled at this manifestation. Both of us wondered, where did this little Swami's bust come from? "Bhakti, this is your Swami, right?" And that is when Bhakti revealed all that had transpired in the last 10-15 minutes. How she had felt that she wanted vibhuti, how she had brought out her Swami from the cupboard and placed it in the altar because she thought Swami gives vibhuti only in the altar. And as we heard her narration, a bit of it is here,
So I went to the altar, and then after that I went and I saw it like this, and I got so surprised because I had asked now only before bath, and then I prayed also I should call everyone. No one had seen. Then I shouted. My mother and father came, and you asked that, hey, what? Now only vibhuti came. What vibhuti came again? So like that you asked, and then I said, see.
Dear brothers and sisters, Swami always responds instantly. A fleeting thought in pujas and my heart, and there was vibhuti. A prayer from bhakti, and there was vibhuti. Let me take you back to my flight. As I said, the miracle happened. No, the plane did not steady itself. The rumbling did not stop. The quivering and quaking did not cease. In fact, the plane was like that for the next half an hour. But then, the quivering and quaking in the heart stopped. The fear was gone. There was an absolute sense of surrender, a sense of acceptance, nay, rejoicing at what was happening, because everything that is happening is Swami's will. Trust me, believe me when I say the fear of death was gone. And my worries of what will happen to the family, what will happen to my near and dear ones was all gone. My mind simply focused on Swami. It was peaceful and content, ready for anything that might happen. That was the most phenomenal miracle I experienced. Swami always responds instantly, but it might not be in the manner that we are expecting. Definitely, I was expecting the plane to stabilize, but Swami stabilized my heart and mind instead. Now that is something more permanent. That is something what we always seek, right? Irrespective of what happens in the outside world, we want to be content, peaceful and joyous in the inner world. And once we have that peace that passeth understanding, that joy which is causeless, we need nothing in the external world. We don't need Swami to change anything in the external world. Of course, it was Swami's will. The plane got out of the turbulence, got back onto track and landed safely in Bangalore. And I am here in this form sharing that story with all of you. But then, I feel that the greatest gift that we can get from Swami is the gift of surrender. And what is this surrender? As this video on the prayer of surrender beautifully puts it, irrespective of what happens in life, surrender is the ability to tell ourselves, this is for my good. Idi na manchi kosame. This is for my good. Whatever happens is for my good. And because we firmly believe in that and we reaffirm that to ourselves, we become peaceful, we become calm. There is no agitation, there is no irritation, there is no frustration, no pride, there is no ego, there is no sense of doership. There is only sense of being an instrument, a witness because of that surrender. Grateful to Swami from the bottom of my heart for this beautiful surrender that he bestows the moment we call on him, the moment we chant the Gayatri Mantra, the moment we think of him. Dear Swami, may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.